Welcome to Dolphin Dive Daily, your go-to spot for everything Miami Dolphins. If you bleed aqua and orange, hit that subscribe button and join the pod. The Miami Dolphins enter the 2026 season with a conundrum that has been growing more pronounced by the week. Tua Tagovailoa, the quarterback once hailed as the savior of South Florida, finds himself at the center of speculation not because of a lack of talent, but because of the inconsistency that has marked his play over the last few seasons. The question looming over the organization is whether committing over $54 million in guaranteed salary to Tagovailoa in 2026 is the smartest course of action when the team still struggles to find stability under center, as the Dolphins attempt to push back toward a winning record. The discussions behind closed doors in Miami have taken on an air of cautious pragmatism. While Tagovailoa's contract signals a level of long-term commitment, it does not eliminate the need for a contingency plan. And the front office is well aware that hedging their bets could be a key to sustaining success. In a league where quarterback play can make or break seasons, Miami's path forward might involve pairing Tagovailoa with a secondary option who carries potential, cost efficiency, and minimal financial risk. Enter 6 quarterbacks who could feasibly join the Dolphins in 2026 without breaking the bank or compromising the team's overall strategic vision. One intriguing option is Mac Jones of the San Francisco 49ers, who has quietly become one of the success stories of the 2025 season. Jones, having revived his career under the guidance of the Shanahan coaching tree, carries proof that he can operate effectively in a system similar to what Miami currently runs. His contract situation is favorable, as he is owed just $4.66 million in 2026. A figure nearly $1.5 million less than what Miami paid Zach Wilson in free agency the previous offseason. The potential acquisition of Jones would not overextend the Dolphins' salary commitments with Tagovailoa and would leave room for investments elsewhere on the roster or in securing extensions for key contributors. However, acquiring Jones would require some form of trade compensation, likely a pick within the top 100 selections, and Miami happens to have 3 third-round picks at its disposal, making such a maneuver feasible. While he is not a superstar, Jones offers a low-risk, mid-reward profile that aligns with Miami's pragmatic approach to roster building, while also providing competition that could push Tagovailoa to elevate his own game. Trey Lance, currently with the Los Angeles Chargers, represents a more adventurous path, signed to a 1-year, $2 million deal after stops in San Francisco and Dallas. Lance is young at 25 and entering his 6th NFL season, yet his trajectory has been inconsistent. While he would not require a draft pick to acquire, there is no guarantee that Lance can be a legitimate competitor for the starting job or efficiently execute the Dolphins' offensive system. Nevertheless, his age and upside make him an interesting consideration, especially if Miami views him as a developmental project capable of stepping in. If Tagovailoa were to falter, the gamble with Lance is the classic risk-reward calculation, where a team may pay little in immediate resources but sacrifice a measure of confidence in the stability of the quarterback room. His raw talent and potential for growth could be enough to warrant a closer evaluation, particularly for an organization seeking to balance financial prudence with the chance to uncover a hidden gem. Spencer Rattler of the New Orleans Saints presents a different kind of value. Although Rattler's first season with a new coaching staff was uneven, he showed tangible growth, improving his completion percentage and passer rating significantly compared to his rookie season. Starting the first 8 games for the Saints in 2025, Rattler faced adversity and showed progress under pressure, with 2 years of control remaining on his rookie contract. He is owed just over $2.2 million for 2026 and 2027 combined, making him the most cost-effective hedge on this list. Miami could acquire Rattler without committing a substantial portion of their salary cap, while still ensuring that Tagovailoa has a developmental backup or legitimate competition. The challenge is that Rattler's experience is limited, with fewer than 500 career pass attempts, meaning that any investment carries uncertainty. Yet for a team balancing the need for a security net against the desire to maintain financial flexibility, Rattler represents a compelling blend of upside and affordability. Davis Mills of the Houston Texans adds another layer to Miami's potential strategy. Mills demonstrated resilience by going 3-0 in his starts last month, highlighting his ability to manage games competently when called upon. Originally a third-round pick in 2021 out of Stanford, Mills has been largely sidelined since his initial 2 seasons of starting duty under contract for $6.3 million. In 2026, Mills may be considered expendable by the Texans, particularly if the team prioritizes extending rookie quarterback C.J. Stroud for Miami. Mills represents a high-floor, low-ceiling option, offering experience and stability without a large financial burden or the need to expend a high draft pick. The key question is whether Miami values a proven, steady hand over the possibility of acquiring a younger player with more volatility but greater long-term upside. In a sense, Mills is a pragmatic bridge, providing insurance for Tagovailoa while not disrupting the team's broader roster plans or salary structure. Marcus Mariota, currently with the Washington Commanders on a 1-year, $8 million contract, offers a veteran perspective. Having nearly led Washington to a win over Miami and Madrid, Mariota's profile as an athletic, game-managing quarterback is well established, with 80 career NFL starts. He brings experience and leadership that could stabilize a quarterback room without necessarily demanding long-term commitment. However, Mariota's market value may rise around $10 million if he is expected to compete for a starting role in 2026, making him the most expensive name among the 6 options. Still, his familiarity with pro-style offenses and ability to mentor younger quarterbacks like Tagovailoa or others makes him a viable short-term hedge. In a cap-conscious environment where Miami is carefully managing resources, Mariota could provide a valuable stopgap or competitive presence without derailing long-term plans, blending reliability and professionalism in a way that younger, less proven quarterbacks cannot match. Finally, Miami could consider a rookie from the 2026 draft, though this path carries a different set of risks and rewards. Prospects like Garrett Nussmeier of LSU, Dante Moore of Oregon, and Fernando Mendoza of Indiana offer varying blends of upside, system fit, and draft cost. Nussmeier's stock has dropped due to injury, while Moore is likely to return to college, making him difficult to acquire. Mendoza, projected as a top passer, would likely require significant draft capital, complicating the decision for a team that may be mid-tier in the draft order. Other mid-round options, such as Drew Allar of Penn State or Brendan Sorsby of Cincinnati, provide high tools and potential without commanding early-round picks. The fundamental question for Miami is whether investing in a rookie with little NFL experience is preferable to bringing in a player with proven professional reps who can immediately serve as a hedge for Tagovailoa. The calculus involves balancing financial prudence, roster flexibility, and the competitive drive to field a team capable of contending immediately in each scenario. Miami's front office must weigh the trade-offs between potential uncertainty, risk, and reward as they plot a path that preserves their quarterback depth while remaining mindful of the cap, draft assets, and the overarching goal of returning to contention. Ultimately, the Dolphins face a complex landscape as they prepare for 2026. Committing to Tua Tagovailoa is not a simple decision when his performance has been inconsistent. Yet hedging with one of these 6 quarterbacks allows Miami to manage risk without undermining their core investment. Mac Jones offers low-cost experience with upside. Trey Lance presents youthful potential with minimal financial commitment. Spencer Rattler brings affordability and a developmental spark. Davis Mills delivers a steady, experienced hand at a reasonable price. Marcus Mariota provides veteran leadership with short-term flexibility. And a rookie quarterback offers the allure of control and future payoff if selected wisely. Each option carries pros and cons, from draft pick requirements to contract implications, but together they form a blueprint for prudent roster management. Miami's challenge is to determine which path maximizes both immediate competitiveness and long-term sustainability while ensuring that Tua Tagovailoa has the proper support, competition, and insurance to thrive. With strategic thinking, cap awareness, and a willingness to explore multiple avenues, the Dolphins could create a quarterback room that balances cost, talent, and flexibility, positioning themselves to not only survive, but compete in a league where quarterback play dictates the fortunes of franchises. The story of Miami's 2026 quarterback strategy is far from written. But one thing is certain, the team must navigate this period with foresight, patience, and creativity, leveraging every option to ensure that they are prepared for whatever the NFL throws at them in the seasons to come. Still with us? Then show some love. Hit that like button and let us know in the comments what's your take on the Fins this week. Ross romped the silence. The owner of the Dolphins has finally stepped out of the shadows, and what he revealed about Tyreek Hill has sent shockwaves through the NFL community for weeks. Whispers have been circulating around the league, rumors bouncing from one locker room to another, from front offices to the press rooms of the nation's sports media. Fans, analysts, and even casual observers of football could feel something brewing, but nobody expected it to reach this level of intensity. Sources close to the team had hinted at tension, dissatisfaction, and an impending shakeup, but hearing it straight from the owner himself adds a gravity that no anonymous tip could ever achieve. Ross, who had been notably tight-lipped about the inner workings of his team, decided it was time to break the silence. And the words he chose have ignited conversations everywhere, from stadium stands to social media threads that stretch across continents. According to Ross, the situation with Tyreek Hill has been more complex than anyone could have imagined. While fans have always admired Hill's explosive speed, electrifying plays, and unmatched ability to change the course of a game with a single catch, behind the scenes, the dynamics have been far from harmonious. The owner's confession suggests that the decision to part ways with Hill is not a reflection of his performance on the field, which remains stellar, but rather a culmination of factors that extend beyond the touchdowns and highlight reels. He spoke about the delicate balance of team chemistry, salary cap management, and the evolving vision for the Dolphins' future. There is an unmistakable sense that this is not merely a transactional decision. It is a strategic pivot that could redefine the franchise in ways fans have never anticipated. The NFL, as a league, thrives on stories like this because they blend talent, drama, and the unpredictability of professional sports. Ross's statements have triggered a whirlwind of speculation among commentators. Former players and analysts, pundits on television panels are dissecting every word, reading between the lines, and trying to determine what this means for the Dolphins roster, their upcoming drafts, and most crucially, the trajectory of Tyreek Hill's career. Some insiders suggest that Hill's potential trade could spark a bidding war, with several franchises ready to step in and offer substantial assets to secure a player of his caliber. The implications of such a move are massive. It is not just about one player leaving one team. It is about the ripple effect across multiple franchises, altering strategies, and potentially reshaping playoff scenarios for years to come. Fans, of course, have been relentless. Social media has become a hub of speculation, memes, and passionate debate. Every angle has been analyzed. Every possible destination for Hill has been proposed, dissected, and argued over from coast to coast. Supporters of rival teams are weighing the chances of acquiring a superstar who can alter the balance of power in their divisions. Meanwhile, Dolphins fans are grappling with a mix of shock, betrayal, and curiosity. They are asking themselves whether this move signals a rebuilding phase or an aggressive push toward championship contention. The emotional stakes are high because Tyreek Hill is more than a player. He is a symbol of excellence, speed, and the excitement that defines modern football. The timing of Ross's revelation is also intriguing. By stepping forward now, he has effectively controlled the narrative before external speculation could dominate headlines with unverified claims. It is a masterstroke in public relations, but also a calculated risk, because opening the door to such a dramatic admission inevitably invites scrutiny, criticism, and pressure. Analysts are now connecting dots that had been left unexplored, examining salary cap numbers, potential trade partners, and even the internal dynamics within the Dolphins locker room. Every media outlet has its version of the story, but the original source, the owner himself, carries a weight that no secondary report could match. The NFL ecosystem, from team executives to betting markets, is now watching closely, anticipating every next move, trying to gauge the consequences of what could be one of the most significant trades in recent memory. Beyond the numbers, beyond the stats, this announcement is stirring conversations about leadership, loyalty, and the human side of professional sports. Ross spoke candidly about the challenges of maintaining harmony in a high-pressure environment, where egos, ambitions, and the relentless pursuit of success can sometimes clash. He hinted that decisions like this are never easy, and that they are influenced by a multitude of factors that fans rarely see. This insight provides a rare glimpse into the inner workings of a franchise, reminding the public that behind every headline, every rumor, and every sensational moment, there are strategic considerations, personal judgments, and calculated risks being weighed in real time. Rumors of Hill's potential destinations are already swirling, with some insiders pointing to teams desperate for a game-changing talent, others to squads looking to reinvent their offense, and a few to organizations willing to gamble everything for a shot at championship glory. Each rumor adds fuel to the fire, igniting fan forums, sports talk shows, and social media discussions. The fascination with Tyreek Hill is not merely about his skill. It is about the uncertainty, the drama, and the story that continues to unfold with every passing hour. Ross's decision to break the silence has turned speculation into a narrative that feels almost cinematic, blending real-life stakes with the drama and tension of a blockbuster storyline. Even beyond the NFL, the news is reverberating across the sports world. Analysts are comparing this situation to historical trades, blockbuster deals, and moments when a single announcement reshaped perceptions, altered expectations, and triggered waves of speculation. Tyreek Hill's name is now on the lips of millions, not just as an athlete, but as a central figure in a story that embodies the unpredictability and passion of professional sports. Every network, every podcast, every fan discussion is now framed by this revelation, as observers try to predict the next chapter in a saga that promises to be anything but predictable. In essence, what Ross has done is extraordinary. By choosing to speak, he has not only confirmed the rumors that had been circulating in hushed tones, but has also added layers of complexity, intrigue, and anticipation. The decision to move forward with Hill's sale, or whatever form it ultimately takes, is a testament to the intricate balancing act that is professional football management. It is a reminder that beyond the spectacular catches, the touchdowns, and the highlight reels, there is strategy, calculation, and sometimes tough calls that define the legacy of a franchise. For Tyreek Hill, the path forward is now filled with uncertainty and opportunity in equal measure. And for the Dolphins, it is a bold statement of intent that will be analyzed and debated for months, perhaps even years, to come as the story continues to unfold. The NFL community watches with bated breath. Every rumor, every insider tip, and every speculative headline adds to the mounting anticipation. Ross Rahm's silence has ended, but the consequences of his revelation are just beginning to ripple across stadiums, broadcast studios, and fan forums alike. The drama, the speculation, and the sheer magnitude of what has been set in motion promise a saga that will be remembered, not just for the decisions made, but for the courage it took to make them public. Tyreek Hill's future may hang in the balance, but one thing is certain: the NFL will never look at this moment the same way again. That's a wrap for today's dive. If you're loving the content, share it with a fellow Dolphins fan. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a splash. Fins up!